Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a squat and deadlift day, but I didn't really do much of either one. It was one of these days where, again, I've been messing with, actually I've been doing keto for well over a week, and I've been doing it with really high vegetables, and to be honest, I'm not feeling good on it. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not finding it particularly workable at the moment. It does seem to be helping bring a little bit of water off, and I don't feel like I'm holding any water weight. But it's just not working for me, and I'm definitely feeling it today. All right, and I've done these sort of diets in the past, and as I continue to cut down, I don't think this is the way I want to go. I think I want to go back to just whole foods, high carbs, lots of fiber, lots of vegetables. Okay, and again, I'm just going to stick with things like whole grains, potatoes, sweet potatoes, higher fiber stuff. And then keep my lean proteins really high and focus really heavily on dairy and eggs. So a lot of egg whites, a lot of like Fairlife milk or Mootopia, stuff like that. Fat-free Greek yogurts. Those things all work really, really well for me. And again, because those are the highest quality proteins. But I feel like, I just need more carbohydrate. I am not feeling my best doing it. And experimenting around, and it did take several pounds of water weight off pretty quick, but that's not really necessarily body fat. It's not body fat, and I've got to focus on just losing fat at this point. But yeah, I've noticed I definitely, on the lower body work, just in general, I felt out of breath even just doing that set of squats. Like I didn't feel that good. And I want to start doing more lower body volume, so I'm just going to rotate it back over. And probably going to just step the reps and volume up. All right, I'm going to step all that up. But yeah, so what did I decide to do today? It's like, well, because I really just was not feeling up to squatting and deadlifting. I almost feel like I need a deload today. Like instead, let's just do a bunch of calves and reverse hypers. And I came in and did a bunch of sets. I just did them until they started getting tiring. I almost lost count. But I think it's something like, I can count them real quick. I think it's 7 sets, right? 7 sets of calf raises, 6 sets of reverse hypers. Or is it 7? Might have been 7 and 8. Now that I look at it, man. Okay, so I did 7 sets of reverse hypers, 8 sets of the standing calf raises. Although I will say it's so much easier to set up using that safety bar for these. But, the other thing I thought about with this, because I think I'm going to treat myself a little bit for my birthday. I think I'm going to have just a little bit of junk food. I'm like, let me get into a bunch of calves and stuff like that. Things that will really help with the metabolic rate. It'll also probably help me bounce back from that really high volume upper body stuff I did yesterday, all the arm work. And I think in general, I just want to increase my volumes across the board. And I can do that with a higher carb approach. When carbs become the primary nutrient, and then I'm getting all those whole foods and all the vitamins and minerals, I feel like I can just get away with more training. Right? I can get away with more volumes. And at the end of the day, irrespective of what's going on with our calories, the thing to always remember, the more training that we can successfully complete, stimulate, and recover from, at any given calorie intake, the better the body composition return. And I think that's something to always keep in mind with it. Like if I can come in and do an extra 10 sets for upper and lower body every week of quality volume and actually complete them with good sets and recover from it. And again, I feel like the carbs, the insulin response, all of that can play a big factor. Then we're getting a better ratio of muscle versus fat in terms of what we're doing on our deficit. And so again, this is what I need to be doing with it. And so I thought I would again try just to get the holiday bloat off, which it worked. From Thanksgiving and everything, I felt like the low carbs really, really did that. And now that I think about it, I've been doing it more than a week or two. I've been doing it pretty much since almost Thanksgiving. So yeah, I've done over 2 weeks. I think it's been, pretty much. And I even stuck to it when I went to a barbecue and a get-together the other day. I stuck to it, but it's like, I shouldn't have to do that. you know, be able to just eat some carbs with my homies. So that's kind of the biggest take home with what I'm doing today. And again, I thought I would mess with it a bit and see how it feels. I rotate through stuff. And yeah, I just did better in terms of, I feel like training, I feel like recovery, sleep quality. And that's kind of the other thing. That's one of the things I'm really noticing when I've switched over to the lower carbs. My sleep quality is reduced, which makes sense because carbohydrate, melatonin production, we know that liver glycogen impacts sleep quality. Right? So yeah, I'm going to go back to what we know is really healthy, and that's going to keep, protein moderately high. Carbs is a dominant micronutrient, lots of whole foods, lots of fiber. And I'll probably just do a little bit of fasting most mornings, almost, an intermittent fasting. And continue to trim down and just focus on bringing up the total work capacity and training volumes. Again, the whole idea being, it doesn't matter if lifting mostly burns carbohydrate. If I'm eating mostly carbohydrate, it'll keep my fat burning up throughout the day later. So pretty much what I'm going to do. And there's nothing else really special going on in today's workout. We just did lots and lots of the peripheral work. But, I feel like I need the reverse hypers, right? Because I'm doing a lot of axial loading. I feel like I need this. But I did kind of enjoy, I feel like with those safety bar squats, I think with that narrow stance like that, I think running that narrow stance, they're going to do really well for me for high reps. I've done them in the past, for higher reps. Build that up. And I did kind of like doing the high rep deadlifting. But at the end of the day, the thing I'm noticing a little bit as of this week, I'm noticing some joints are already feeling slightly beat up from the heavier work, right? Even though it's only fives, it's not that heavy. It's still a lot of heavy volume. And when I compare this to how I was doing with the tens and how I was feeling on more carbohydrate with the higher reps, higher volumes, I overall felt better. Although I was getting a lot of DOMs. And that was kind of the interesting thing to note, which is not something I normally get in my training. So again, just little side notes. And I still like 5x5 and I like doing all that. But at the end of the day, the better I can get my body composition and the thicker I get, the more strength is going to go up. Because at the end of the day, strength is really tested under 1 rep maxes. Right? It's not really about fives. And I always try to point that out, and I want to keep people understanding that. 5x5 is bodybuilding. It's not true strength training. And every rep range has give and take. It has give and take. So again, I'm just kind of rambling at this point because I'm kind of tired. Wanting to get ready to eat a little bit of birthday treat maybe. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.